Hey everybody, what's going on? This is Buddy Blackford with another After Effects CS6 tutorial for the new Boston. Today we're going to be going over the shortcuts so you can have them all in one tutorial, and that way you don't have to go back to each tutorial to try to remember what the shortcuts are. And I'm just going to go over all the ones that we learned real quick and then maybe add in a couple if I didn't go over it. So let's get started. I have a picture of my cat. His name is Caddis, and this was his Halloween costume this year. And when we put it on him, he didn't move. He basically just fell on his side and laid there, and he wouldn't move until we took it off. But we got this picture of him, and I use this for a Halloween picture, what I post on my Facebook or whatever. Okay, let's start by the timeline panel down here, and let's go over the timeline hotkeys. So remember that A is anchor point, P is position, S is scale, R is rotation, T is opacity, and if you hold shift you can type one of those hotkeys on your keyboard and it'll add more. So if I hold shift and I press R for rotation, it'll add it in there. Let me press in A for anchor point or P for position, and it'll add them all in there. So let's get rid of those. Now if you want to open up a transform menu with the stopwatch turned on, you hold Alt or Option on the Mac, Shift, and then press the reveal key, which I'm going to do rotation. So Alt Shift R. Oop, gotta click on the layer. Alt Shift R, and then it brings up rotation with it with the stopwatch on, which starts your keyframing. And to turn it off, same thing, turns it off. If you press U, it'll show all your animated properties. So I press U right now. I click on the timeline. Always make sure that the timeline panel is highlighted when you're doing this. Press U, and it will bring up the properties that you have animated. So I animated the position on this just so I could show you how U worked. Now if you want to find all your properties that have been changed from default, you press UU, so 2 U's in succession, and I added a sharpen on this picture, which I changed it from 0 to 20, so that's not default, that's 20, and then the position was changed and the scale was changed to 200 instead of 100. So that's how you find things that you have changed. Now if you want to solo your selected properties, which let me select scale and position here. I can select them both by holding Control while I click, and I press SS, so 2 S's in a row. It now goes to the properties I have selected. If I want to hide a property, I will hold Alt and Shift or Option and Shift on a Mac and click on it. It goes away. Now to bring up the transform dialog boxes, you will, let's see if I remember this one. You hold Control Shift and you push the hotkey for your transform property, which I'm going to use position, Control Shift P. Yep, I got it right. And that brings up the dialog box. Now if I want to stretch the layer to fit the comp. Let's use a solid real quick, because if I stretch this picture, it'll look all weird. So layer, new, solid, and we'll make it the comp. We'll make it not the comp size. So let's just bring this down to something random. Let's hide the hot dog caddis. So to do that, to make this the size of the comp, I will hold Control and Alt and press F. There we go. Don't always use that. I always it's hard to remember all the hotkeys, so usually for that one I just go to layer, solid settings, and then make comp size. But if you can remember all these hotkeys and you can remember that using that one, that is useful. And I'll turn this off because it's bright as hell. Alright, and that's about it for the hotkeys that are important, at least. And we will go over more things like creating a solid that has a hotkey. Control Y, just real quick, creates a solid, and you make solids all the time. They're good for backgrounds and things like that. I don't know, masks, shapes, whatever. We'll go over that in a while, but just I didn't even really need to tell you that yet because I haven't gone over solids, but I will later on. And that stacker 2 that I took last tutorial still on, and I'm still wired, so it seems to be a good energy shot because it's only $1. Let's end this tutorial and we'll move on to the next one. Hope to see you guys there. See you later.